Dystopia and utopia are two terms that can be used to describe a society, but what do they mean and how are they used? Since its conception, utopia has come to mean a place that we can only dream about, a true paradise. Dystopia, which is the direct opposite of utopia, is a term used to describe a utopian society in which things have gone wrong. Today I will be speaking to two experts on utopian and dystopian societies to learn more about the terms and how they are used today. So today I will be traveling into the city to speak to two experts who have a vast knowledge on the terms, so I can better understand what they are and how they are used today. First, we'll hear about dystopian societies from a leading expert, and then take a look at an example of a dystopia in the real world.
A dystopian society is a society where the citizens don't have the freedom to speak free. It's a society where it's a community or society that is undesirable or frightening. In my opinion, a dystopian society or community are controlled by a dictator or a totalitarian government. We can see an example of Utopia in North Korea, where the country are controlled by a dictator or totalitarian government.
Here we see this example of North Korea as a dystopian society. This is footage from the city Pyongyang, which is the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, also known as North Korea. Here is a common issue that the people are starving, and the Korean government, alongside with its dictator or supreme leader Kim Jong-un, don't really care. Now we will hear about utopian societies from another leading expert, and then look at a popular theatrical utopia, a movie called The Beach.
A utopian world or society is simply the opposite of a dystopia. Everything is wonderful and there is no problems or needs that cannot be satisfied. Of course, this illusion and paradise can be very different from any individual. For instance, my utopia society could be very different from yours.
Greek words oi, meaning no or not, and topos, meaning place. Since its original conception, utopia has come to mean a place that we can only dream about, a true paradise. Dystopia, which is the direct opposite of utopia, is a term used to describe a utopian society in which things have gone wrong. Both utopias and dystopias share characteristics of science fiction and fantasy, and both are usually set in the future, in which technology has been used to create perfect living conditions. However, once the settling of a utopian or dystopian novel has been established, the focus of the novel is usually not on this technology itself, but rather on the psychology and the emotions of the characters who live under such conditions. Dystopias are a way in which authors share their concerns about society and humanity. They also serve to warn members of society to pay attention to the society in which they live, and to be aware of how things can go from bad to worse without anyone realizing what has happened. Examples of fictional dystopias include Aldous Huxley's Brave New World and George Orwell's 1984. Finally, we will talk about the novel The Veldt. The novel The Veldt is what is known as a false utopia, or a dystopia in disguise. In the novel, technology has advanced so far that every day is a breeze, and life is just perfect. However, there are flaws in this perfect life that lead to its ultimate demise. I believe that the author Ray Bradbury's goal with this novel was to warn of the consequences there could be when technology becomes too advanced and takes over our everyday life.